Hey, tubers. Well, if you're like the rest of us, you're stuck home because of the virus and on the lockdown. And hey, some of us, my business has been shut down, no income. The government loans are just a fake. That's the fake news. They're not going to work the way you think they are, and the money's still not flowing. I'll go into that at another time. Let me start again. Hey, I got Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream here, who's going to help me fix the truck. Yep, because I'm just going to take my time and you're going to get to see it all as it happens with no editing. Nobody's got any place to go. You might as well watch the videos and listen to a crazy man rant. Okay, so what's happening? Well, as you can see, we've got my 2003 Tundra here. And it's got 211,000 miles on it. And the truth is, it's starting to show its age a little. All right, I'll put you down. Oh, all right. Yep, she just knocked over all my cans of sprays. So let's get on with what we're talking about here. I've got the 03 Tundra with 211,000 miles. And just recently, the car dealer fixed the master brake cylinder and all that stuff. Got that straightened out. Took them three tries, but they finally, it looks like, got the front half. Let me see if I can get it in focus. Zoom in a little. Where am I looking at? There's the pan. There's the pan right in there. See, that's where it was leaking, the rear main oil seal. That appears to be dry. So hopefully that's a fix. The problem is, from doing this damn thing so many times, I noticed that right there at the tail shaft of the transmission, that seal's leaking. Okay, so then when I looked at that and I thought, well, how can I change that? Oh, that looks pretty simple. Just drop the drive shaft. Well, damn it. That boot, the center support, or whatever the hell they want to call it, there it is. That boot is ripped. Okay, just age. So, last night I sprayed PB Blaster on that those nuts, and I figure they've had this apart a few times, dropping it just to yank out the end of the shaft. So my plan is to pull the drive shaft and take the U-joint apart. Then I'm going to have to actually hunt down a nut, a socket big enough to get on whatever the nut is that holds that together, because I don't have one. So that'll be the challenge. Anyways, that's the plan. The first step is I'm going to jack the car up, put it on jack stands, mark the drive shaft, because it's weighted. I don't know if you know these things, but drive shafts are weighted. And see if I can't get this thing apart. All right, that's the plan for today. It's a nice day. I figure if I'm lucky, I'll get it apart. Now, I have never ever done this type of repair before. This is basically what I'm dealing with as far as tools and stuff. Your basic hand tools, and I got some jack stands, so I'm ready to try. Dusty's already under the car. She's ready to go. Okay, let's get you up to speed here. I have successfully put the truck, I should say, on jack stands, and it is in neutral. The front wheels are blocked. and I have marked the drive shaft. I don't know if you can see it, the light's not too good, but when it comes out you'll see I've marked the drive shaft everywhere where it connects so that I'll know how to line it all up. Boom, 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 everything lines up because drive shafts are weighted. Okay, and like I said, I got some 3-ton jack stands sitting there. I guess it's time now for me. Oh, and I use this pen. Bought it at the hardware or the parts store. This one's red. They said that's all they had. But it writes on metal, so that's what I use to mark the drive shaft. Okay, so now the next step is to break these bad boys free. Now I've got no impact tool, so this is all going to be by hand. If that does become too difficult, then I guess I'm going to go to Harbor Freight and get myself a cheap electric impact. My friend Pete, your friend Pete, from DIY Auto School, he recommends it as a nice, cheap, did the job. So, that's what I might have to do. But as you can see, I'm all set up here. I've got my tools. I've got a tarp and a pad to lay on. I've got some penetrating oils and sprays, soft drink, ready to go. Okay, so I've got the truck jacked up in the air, as you can see on the jack stands. Okay, and what I've done is I'm using the double wrench method. If I had 2 breaker bars, that would probably work for me. Though I don't know if you could get a second breaker bar in here on, let's see. Yeah. See, one side where the socket is, you've got room over here for the socket. But on the other side of the, you don't have. So it's a wrench. And what I did was I put another wrench to it. It's the double wrench method to give me the length, and then I can do the old push-pull on these 2 bad boys. Anyways, hard to see under here, but I did get them all broken free using this method. And grab this one first. See, once you've got it, it's solid, and you can push on it, your other hand here, pull, and it just, boom, twist off. As long as you keep the pressure, it'll pop free. So I've got them all broken free. I've marked everything. Even up here I've marked. I even marked the center carrier for which direction it's pointed in orientation to the truck and front to back. So at this point it should be gravy. Pop these 4 bolts off. Drop the back end, 2 for the center carrier, and then it should just yank out of the transmission. Then I can either go for changing the seal out, or I can go for changing the carrier bearing. Either one, it's all going to happen. All right, so let me get out of here. If I run into any problems along the way, I will let you know. Oh, man. This is like the 20th time I've crawled under the truck so far. Okay. A quick disassembly note. These nuts and bolts that hold the drive shaft on have a washer. And that washer is on the bolt head side, not the nut side. So for reassembly, remember that. Well, all right, I got it down. The 4 bolts just pop off. Then you just got to pull the hell out of it. Do not beat your drive shaft. They're hollow, they're balanced. So you really just got to kind of muscle it out by hand without beating it out. All right, next is to pull the center carrier, 2 bolts, and then just yank the drive shaft out. Okay, there you see it, laying on the ground. I was able to pull it with just hand tools. No problem. I'm going to go around to the other side of the truck. But as you can see right here before I go, this is why I ended up deciding I've got to replace this. Especially since I plan on still driving the truck, you know. So, that is the deal for that. I have no idea how a U-joint comes apart, but we're going to be doing that. I saw a video. Now, this is the main reason that we're in here. And I'll show you. For this bad boy, we crawl under the truck. And we go to the end of the transmission. And it's just leaking oil like crazy. Or I should say transmission fluid. Now there's a seal somewhere in there. I'm going to have to get a flashlight, investigate. But I've got to pull it, replace it. I should drain the fluid out of the transmission. And, you know, go that route. But I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I might just cheat it and let it leak out. But that might make the seal not sit right. So who knows? We'll just play that by ear. I actually have to make a seal tool to pull that because I don't have a seal puller. And I will show you that in a future video. I think at this point right here, I'm going to say Bert's done a really good job. And I'm going to throw this in the computer. And while I'm having some lunch, post a quick vid. And remember, we're all crazy because of the virus. But very nice, got it out. Looks good. And down here at this end, this is where the seal's got to go. And now the one thing I don't have is I have no socket big enough to get in there. And I don't have any impact tool. So I might actually go find somebody to do that for me once I get this down to just this chunk. Chunk. If you haven't seen Chunk the Groundhog, you're missing something. Okay. So, I got my parts. Truck's up in the air, drive shafts off. After lunch, I think I'm going to go for the seal. I got all the parts. Let's get her done. All right, got the drive shaft on the ground, and I've decided I'm going to tackle the seal next. And well, listen, let me just put you on the stand, and we'll talk about this in a minute, and then I'll take you under the truck. Okay, we're recording here. All right. Now, when you're doing any kind of seal, turn up a little more so you can see me. Two things. You got to be able to pull it out, and you've got to be able to put it in. That's about all there is to it. Here's my seal. This is what it looks like. And so what I've done is, now there's a seal removal tool that has a hook and allows you screwdrivers. A regular screwdriver isn't going to work, but what you can do is modify your screwdriver. I don't know if you can see it, but what I've done is I've taken a file and put a notch in the side of that screwdriver, and that will allow me to slip it in, hook it, and pull it back. I've also thinned the blade a little, and if this doesn't work, I might modify it some more. But this should give you something that'll go in and allow you to hook it instead of trying to pry it, because that's when you're going to damage the sidewall. Go in, little twist, and a straight back, using the hook to catch your seal edge. That's my tool. Okay, then when you want to put your new seal in place, you got to make sure you drive it in square. And to do that, seal driver, or in this case, I have found that this, I guess it's an 1.5 inch plumbing piece, looks like it'll work real nice to pop this baby in. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, that's the setup. Now I'm going to put you on a tripod and we'll go under the truck and see what we can accomplish. I was going to drain the transmission, but I've decided I'm just going to see if what starts puking out the way it's there. All right. Okay, I've got some light. The camera, you can probably barely see what's going on, but neither can I. Let's see if we can just pull this seal out as I had hoped. In, twist, and pull. In, twist, and pull. I think it's coming out. Ow! Whoa, that hurt. All right, let's put on some gloves because I'm probably going to bash myself again. Whoa, that hurt. Oh. Ow. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I am back. I am back. I am back. Okay. The nice thing is, even if you damage it a little pulling on it, it's gonna come out anyways. Trying to feel my edge hooking on something, but it doesn't seem to want to be hooking. Not sure, I might be moving it, but I really can't tell. Now you should never work it from the outside edge. You've always got to be just hooking that inner lip and pulling. That is the only way to safely ensure that you get it off. And just work your friggin' way around, hooking and pulling, because you've You gotta get it off. Oh man, it just does not want to come out. Oh, and probably all you can see is the back of my head. Well, we're done.